Hello everybody, what is going on and welcome back to the Road to Glory career mode for you to enjoy today. I hope you are doing well. We're back, we're into January, we're at the back end of the January window. I am currently looking at new signings we could maybe bring in on a pre-contract. That's been done in the background, but today we have got 3 very tough games coming up, all live as well as we take on Chelsea to begin the day in the round of 32 of the FA Cup. Followed by Brentford at home in the Championship. They are looking at the promotion race like we are, so that will not be easy. And at this moment in time, I'm planning on simming the Derby game and then playing the game against West Ham away at the Hawthorns. That is the plan of action. We might play the Derby game. I've yet to decide it. We'll see. But in store for you today, they are definitely the 3 games you will see. And if I show you the table real quick, you might remember the back end of the last video, we tried to get our revenge a little bit on Barnsley after they handed us a defeat earlier on in the season by 2-1. They scored a late equaliser after we worked so hard to get in front. We scored with 5 minutes to go, and then with 30 seconds left, they got the equaliser to make it 1-1 at our place. So as it stands, 29 games in, we're 6 behind West Brom, play them today. Brentford 2 behind us. It's all to play for in the Championship. But before all that, as I said, the FA Cup. So the expectation is that Chelsea will pretty much batter us here, but I've got a good feeling about it. We're going with a strong team. The team's already ready. It's been selected, and there it is on your screen. Of course, legendary difficulty as we have been playing in the series. The slider settings, in case you're unaware, are there for you on the screen. Our side remaining at 50 all across the board. But let's head into this game and just try and give a good account of ourselves, really, more than anything. I would show you the Chelsea team, but as you can see, we haven't got any names on the team sheet. So we're just going to have to work it out as we go. This is so dumb. At least usually it gives you one of the 2 screens where you can actually see the names of the players and then it goes to like undefined. But there it gave us absolutely nothing. It didn't even give us the undefined word. So, hey, we'll work it out as we go along. Pedro is one of the players playing and Inaki Williams, because I've seen them both on the bottom right hand side. But let's see how the game goes regardless of the team that Chelsea are playing. I did recognise a few faces, so it seems like... Oh, that's not the pass I was aiming to do. It seems like they've held nothing back against us here. Clearly value us as opponents. We could well be playing Premier League football next season, so could be a bit of a test to see what goes on here. As Inaki Williams in down this right-hand side, back towards Kovacic. He goes back again to Klosterman. There's a foul in there. Ref plays advantage. And El Ghazi is able to make the tackle, but it will be a first yellow card already. After 6 minutes for Facer at left-back. Here is Kovacic. McGinley needs to be careful. He's on a yellow card after a challenge on Pedro, where he basically took him out and didn't get anything of the ball. But Chelsea struggling to find a way through. Our very resilient defence so far. That could have been the pass to do it. Oh, Joe Hart makes the save, but it's back for Neres. And it's disaster at the new lawn for Forest Green. It's 1-0 Chelsea. And it's Facer who's pretty much passed it straight to Inaki Williams. This pass was actually meant for... Oh, it wouldn't have worked anyway. I actually wanted it for McGinley, but he was marked anyway, so that's completely my fault. Should have just cleared it out. When in danger, get it out. But, yeah, we didn't. Good save by Hart initially, but it falls straight to David Neres. It is 1-0 Chelsea. Can't really deny, though. That's pretty much been coming on the way the possession has been, because we've struggled really to get out of our own half. Solano into the feet of Lacerda. Lopez in front of him instead chooses to go to Solano again, who's hit the woodwork here with our first shot of the game. And it was so close to an equalising goal. Lopez had a very quiet 35 minutes here so far. Solano going closest. What a challenge by Lacerda. He looks like he's up for this game. Chelsea so composed on the ball as a great pick out to this left-hand side finds Neres. Up against Mitchell, who's actually done rather well 1v1 defensively tonight. It's just a shame that Neres scored the goal. Tielemans looking to pick one out. Oh my goodness me. It's 2-0 Chelsea. It's game, set and match. And there's absolutely nothing you can do if Tielemans is going to pull that out of the bag. What a strike. Just watch this. It's quality. And I feel like that's what Chelsea need to do now, because they're not being able to break us down too often tonight. They're going to have to start hitting the shots from distance if they want to have another goal. Tielemans picks his corner. Joe Hart, no chance. That's us out of the cup. But I will say, I can't be disappointed. You know, like, we're expected to lose the game. We've actually been pretty decent here, in fairness. And if Solano had scored the shot that came back off the post, might have been game on. Chelsea now 2 in front have just sort of stepped off the pace a little bit here as Lopez works his way through and forces Kepa into the save. Now then, change time, I think. we need to decide on a couple of substitutions to maybe get us back in this game. Lopez again, disappointing today. I know we're playing against a very tough side where he's probably not going to get a lot of the ball, but he's not really been in it so far. We're going to bring on Saka and Chong. We'll bring off White and El Ghazi. And then I think as well, let's bring off Curtis Jones and Chuck Adams into the mix. So all 3 changes in one go. Still got 23 minutes to go, so there's still a possibility, albeit a very slim one. Lopez corner as we near the end of the game. Williams will head it straight back out. And it looks like it will be a throw-in instead of the corner ball. So we'll find Saka. We haven't got enough time here to get back into this game, but a consolation would be pretty good for us if we can find one. Adams, has he got the chance now though? Not quite. You can see there's still a lot of bodies back for Chelsea. Saka, Mitchell overlapping. Mitchell with delivery. It's decent actually, in fairness, towards that near post, but we didn't attack it. And that's been a bit of our problem today. Not had the runners into the box. So finishes here, Chelsea 2, Forest Green 0. It's an expected result, so I'm not too disheartened by it. We shake Frank Lampard's hand. Hopefully, we'll be in the Premier League against them again next season. And now we switch our sole attention over to the Championship. I decided to do the pre-match press conference ahead of the game against Brentford. What is your expectation for the match? We'll try a win again. I am only interested in winning. That is the right answer in my opinion. We've got to be beating teams around us if we want this automatic promotion. On paper, it looks like Brentford and Forest Green are similar in terms of ability. How will you approach this match? We must not underestimate them. I think they've got the league's top scorer. We'll check that in a second, but I'm pretty sure Paintsil is the league's leader in terms of goals, and he plays for Brentford. Your team has been exceeding expectations so far this season, and promotion is looking a very real possibility. Does your team have what it takes to keep the momentum going? It's our responsibility to try. I mean, playoffs, automatic promotion, whichever way we get there, I don't care, as long as we're in the Premier League next year. As it turns out, Brentford actually have 2 players in the top 10 for goals so far in the Championship. And Mbuemo, 13, but Payne's still leading the way with 18. So between them, 21 goals this season. Our top 2, Saka on 13, El Ghazi on 11. Lopez is in there on 11 as well. We've also got Solano just outside the double figures range on 9. So we've got goals all across our front 4 really. But yeah, Paintsil, the one to watch for Brentford. If he's in the side, you can bet your bottom dollar they'll look to him to try and find the goals. Now, I am looking at my team ahead of this game. I've not actually gone ahead and switched it around, but I am going to bring back in Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side. Can't afford for him to not start. He is largely the player who is our best player, really, at the moment in terms of performance. Lopez not having a great season, as I expected, even though he's rating 86. I'm also thinking as well, let's start El Ghazi down the middle, because when he does play down the middle, it's like he's a different beast. We'll put Chong out on the left and then Solano drop to the bench just for now. Nothing personal, Christian. It's just I just want to see if El Ghazi will do the business again for us as the striker. Both Paintsil and Mbuemo start the game for Brentford as they go with the 5 at the back. But look at El Ghazi here. Works his way through for the first shot of the match, which never really looked like it was going into the back of the net, let's face it. Diego Lopez in possession. Saka in front of him. And he releases Bukayo Saka, who doesn't reach it ahead of Gunnarsson. Exceptional goalkeeping there from him to get out so quickly and stop Saka from getting to the ball first, because if he had have done, all he had to do was lift it over the goalkeeper, and that was 1-0 Forest Green. I say it like it's an easy thing to do. It's still a difficult chance for Bukayo Saka to finish as Laqueda. Look at that work in the midfield from him. And Chong turns back to give him possession as we now look towards Lopez. It's a poor pass, it costs us, and we lose possession. We're coming forward again with Chong. Inside is Lopez. Calmly does it, Diego. And that is what we want to see from the club captain. I forgot to give him the captaincy back. What am I doing? Oh, I must remember. I got to remember to give him it back. But anyway, what a finish it is from him. Gets the ball, lets it run across his body. Doesn't even need a touch, just first time. Looks like he might have mishit it though. That's a really weird finish. It's found the bottom corner though, so he won't complain. At this moment in time, Brentford unable to really get Paintsil on the ball in good areas. He's had it a couple of times, but so far, Mitchell is up to the challenge against him. And Mitchell is able to 1v1 defend. Facer here has got the ball through towards Chong. And look at the space that Chong has got. Brentford trying to find a way back into the match. Might have just cost themselves if we can pick out the right pass. Janssen on the side, blocks it behind for a corner. At this moment in time, though, Brentford need to rethink their strategy, because playing 5 at the back, they're not getting the support up to their front 3. And Paintsil is having to drop so deep to get on the ball that he's not really in an area where he can use it effectively. We highlighted that in the first half. We've not created a lot ourselves. The one chance we did create, we took it. And then since then, it's just been us, like, kind of doing our defensive work as best we can to keep them quiet. And I'll happily take a 1-0 win. I know it's not the most entertaining thing to watch, but if it means we get the points against a rival, then so be it. As Lacerda's done well there to keep hold of that ball for a second. It looked like he might lose it. Lopez will squeeze it through. I think Saka's offside. It is a phenomenal finish anyway, but he is offside. The flag has gone up. And a little bit too late on the pass through towards him. But a tremendous finish anyway. 12 minutes remain. Brentford pushing bodies up. Mbeumo with a shot. Hart with a save. Jensen's headers back in. But it's straight back to the hands of Joe Hart, who quickly releases towards Curtis Jones as well. Oh, we've cost ourselves here. We really have cost ourselves here. What are we doing? It's another mistake from Forest Green Rovers. How many times do we do this to ourselves? We didn't need to release it early either. That's just me playing stupid. There was no reason to release the ball so early with Joe Hart. I just saw the potential counter-attack, but we're winning 1-0. Just keep calm and then don't do that. And then Curtis Jones passed it straight to them. And what looked like a very, very poor day from Brentford, they will 100% take a point from our place. Because they've offered nothing. They've been kept quiet all game. We've done every part of the defensive part correct. Oh, now we're beginning to just make mistake after mistake. If they end up winning this, I'm going to be fuming. It's going to be a draw. We're going to get a draw against Brentford, which isn't a terrible result, but it's come from our mistake, and I feel like that's just something we do. Oh my goodness me, what has he just done there, the goalkeeper? Lopez, Diego! He's redeemed himself, because Gunnarsson's made a top save there. Lopez didn't really have too much on in the box, took a heavy touch, took it away from him, and that's what made sure he couldn't quite find the finish. We are going to have just a point here as Jones gives away a free kick. Referee plays advantage and does now give them the free kick. Or he's done full time, and you can see the reaction of our fans there. It's a bit annoying, 1-1 draw, but we've got to move on because we've got Derby next, and then West Brom. McGinley, look at him, he's fuming. Next up for us is Derby as we go ahead and sim the game, and it's finished 1-1. Saka missed a penalty. Oh man, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It is a draw. But it's another draw that we could have avoided. I probably should have played the game. In fairness, they are down in 14th, and they're quite a way away from the rest of the pack. If I show you the table in a second, of course, we've got West Brom coming up. Thankfully, teams around us are sort of slipping up as well. I mean, you can see it's not a great scenario to be in. We're still pretty close with them, but we're still in second place somehow. So, yeah, all the rest of the teams around us haven't really done much. So, like I said, Derby, 32 points. So, they're 6 away from 13th place Cardiff, and then 8 away from Charlton, and then after that it's ridiculous how far away they are. So thought we'd get the win there. Turns out I was wrong. So our trip now to the Hawthorns means that I think we have to avoid defeat. Anyway, into the West Brom game we go. An early goal in another game. Middlesbrough behind to Charlton at home. So as it goes right now, that is one result going in our favour. The last time we played West Brom, you might remember, we beat them by 1-0. It was after he'd actually been offered the job here at the Hawthorns. Solano finds Adams. Adams through for Lopez. Lopez didn't control it. Diego, turn round, mate. The ball's behind you. Anyway, Ribeiro wins that header, but the early goal for Charlton, surprising there, to be fair. Let's hope some of the other results can go in our favour as well. Lacerda, Solano, Lopez again makes the run. This time, he's got the ball under control. Diego Lopez turning and finding the finish as well into the bottom corner. It is West Brom 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. And I have to say, there's question marks regarding the defence of West Brom. They have the best defensive record in the league, but there it seemed all too easy for Diego Lopez. Then again, 87 rated. He's a country mile ahead of any other player in the league in terms of ability. So, it's not really surprising. But Bartley let him in a little bit too easy. The goalkeeper, Johnston, tries to dive. Not quite enough behind it. And Lopez gets us the first goal of this game at the top of the table clash. Zahore through. There's a chance, and it's Joe Hart with the save. It's offside. Great opportunity for a West Brom equaliser. They've just got to watch that line. McGinley is the furthest player. Look how close that is. It doesn't mean anything anyway because Joe Hart made the save. But to just put this result into context for you, Brentford just gone in front in their game. It's not about us winning to close the gap on West Brom, because even if we win this game here, we are still 7 behind them in the title race. They'll still be top by 7 points if we beat them here. It's more about us making sure that we're trying to keep ourselves away from the rest of the chasing pack, if we can. Obviously, we're only a point ahead right now. But also B, making sure we don't slip up if they don't. So, yeah, it's a tough game, this. What a ball through that is from field. And now Mattiello. Hart comes out. Squared across Ribeiro. Right place. Right time. In order to find the clearance out wide. I'll be honest, I don't know how that chance came about. Because it was Field who had the ball fired into him by Zahore. And when he did, I don't know how on earth he managed to send that into a chance for West Brom. Lopez is in. Johnstone saves it. We need a second goal. There's still 14 minutes left. There's not been a lot of chances. But there's enough quality on the pitch to take the only opportunity really that presents itself either way. Solano, seconds left on the clock here as Brentford being pushed all the way by Sunderland at their place as it's now finished here. A 1-0 as we've beaten West Brom again. But Brentford, the full-time result, I don't know what it is just yet, but they had just scored to make it 2-1. So maybe, just maybe, Sunderland could have grabbed another late equaliser because it was 1-0 Brentford. It went to 1-1. Brentford went back ahead, so we'll see what that game finished. I didn't get any more updates from Middlesbrough, so I'm assuming they lost that game. Of course, we'll show you the table and all that good stuff before we go today, and I'll be back in just a second. Here is the table then, 14 games to go. West Brom, as we said, 7 still in front. They've got 12 better goal difference than us. Fulham, a point behind us. Brentford, 2 points behind us. Middlesbrough, 3. Bristol City, 5. And then Preston, 64. So, still chance for this to top and change. And there's nothing guaranteed yet. I'd like to say there's still a possibility for us to catch West Brom. But 7 points. Yes, they lost to us. But we've handed them 2 of their 3 defeats this season. So, they've only actually lost 1 of the game to someone else. Suggesting to me that they're probably not going to lose that many more between now and the end of the season. I really want to go up, so I don't know about the pressures of the playoffs. It would be really good to get it done in the automatic promotion spots, but the way it is right now, it is so close. For us though, that does us for today's video. If you have enjoyed it, a like would be greatly appreciated. As always, a huge thank you for all of the support on the channel. As of late, it's been incredible to see the growth and all that good stuff, the likes, the comments, the subscriptions. So thank you all so much for that. I will try and get you guys the next episode very soon, where we take on Nottingham Forest, Reading, Cardiff, and then we'll probably throw the Leeds game in there as well, getting us a bit more closer to the end of the season and potentially Premier League football. Until next time, have a great day, have a great evening, and I will see you all again soon. Stay safe, people. Adios.